Imagine a journey beyond the boundaries of time and space, where science fiction becomes reality. A state-of-the-art spacecraft on a routine mission encounters an anomaly, a black hole that defies all known laws of physics. What happens when they cross its event horizon? How will humanity's greatest minds react when thrown into Earth's distant past? This is a story of survival, discovery, and the unbreakable spirit of exploration. But beware, time has its own rules, and tampering with them comes at a cost. Stay tuned to uncover what secrets lie within the void and how one crew's actions ripple through history. Don't forget to subscribe for more mind-bending adventures. And let us know in the comments. If you could travel anywhere in time, where would you go? The cosmos stretched endlessly before them, a tapestry of stars shimmering against the infinite darkness. The crew aboard the Elysium Dash, humanity's most advanced interstellar vessel, had been tasked with charting unexplored regions of space. For months, their journey had been uneventful, filled with routine scans and data collection. Yet today felt different. An inexplicable tension hung in the air, as if the universe itself was holding its breath. On the main view screen, a massive anomaly loomed, a black hole so vast it seemed to swallow light itself. Its gravitational pull distorted the surrounding stars, bending reality into surreal patterns. No alarms blared, no warning systems activated. It simply appeared, as though waiting silently for millennia. Captain Alara Voss stood at the helm, her sharp eyes scanning readouts and telemetry. Her hands rested lightly on the controls, but she hesitated. Something about this phenomenon felt unnatural. She glanced back at her team, scientists, engineers, navigators, all frozen in awe or dread. None spoke, yet the weight of their shared unease pressed down like an invisible force. The ship's sensors flickered erratically, unable to process the sheer magnitude of the singularity before them. Without warning, the black hole pulsed, a slow, deliberate expansion that sent shockwaves rippling outward. The Elysium shuddered violently, its stabilizers straining to maintain course. In seconds, the ship was caught in the maelstrom, pulled inexorably toward the abyss. Panic surged through the crew, but there was no escape. The engines roared in protest, burning fuel at maximum capacity, yet it made no difference. Time itself seemed to warp around them, stretching and compressing until every moment felt both eternal and fleeting. As the event horizon enveloped the ship, the world outside dissolved into chaos. Colors bled together, forming abstract swirls of impossible hues. Gravity twisted in unpredictable ways, throwing objects and people against walls and ceilings. Through the cockpit window, the universe collapsed into a single point of light, then vanished entirely. Silence fell, profound and absolute. When the turmoil subsided, the crew found themselves adrift in unfamiliar territory, surrounded by constellations they did not recognize. They had crossed the threshold of the unknown and emerged somewhere else entirely. The first thing they noticed was the silence. Not the absence of sound, but the eerie stillness of a universe untouched by human presence. Instruments recalibrated themselves automatically, attempting to make sense of their new surroundings. Data streams flooded the monitors, painting a picture of a sky long forgotten by modern astronomy. Ancient constellations glimmered faintly, their shapes distorted slightly from what history books described. The realization dawned slowly, creeping over each member of the crew like a shadow. This wasn't just another part of space, it was another era. Dr. Marcus Hale, the mission's chief astrophysicist, stared at his tablet, disbelief etched across his face. His fingers trembled as he input calculations, cross-referencing stellar positions and trajectories. Every result pointed to the same conclusion. They were centuries, or perhaps millennia, in the past. He turned to share his findings, but words failed him. Instead, he simply held up the device, letting the numbers speak for themselves. Around him, others began piecing together fragments of evidence: the lack of orbital debris, the pristine condition of nearby planets, the faint glow of a younger sun. Captain Voss remained calm, though her mind raced with implications. Survival came first. Whatever had brought them here, whatever forces governed this ancient epic, they needed answers quickly. She directed her team to focus on three priorities: assessing their current location, determining whether they could return home, and ensuring the safety of the ship and its occupants. Each task carried its own challenges, compounded by the fact that none of their training prepared them for temporal displacement. Meanwhile, the Elysium drifted silently among celestial bodies whose names existed only in textbooks. Planets orbited in predictable paths, their surfaces unmarred by civilization. Moons hung suspended in perpetual dance, their craters and plains devoid of artificial structures. It was beautiful, hauntingly so, like stepping into a dream version of Earth's solar system before humanity ever reached for the stars. Yet beneath the wonder lay an undercurrent of fear. Were they truly alone? Or did intelligent life already exist here, hidden from view? For now, the crew worked tirelessly, running diagnostics and analyzing samples. Every instrument told the same story: they were stranded in a time far removed from their own. The question remained, why? And more importantly, how could they find their way back? Days passed in a blur of activity, each hour bringing new revelations and new complications. The ship's chronometers ticked steadily, marking time according to their original departure date. But outside, the heavens moved differently, betraying the passage of eons. Dr. Hale spent hours poring over star charts, comparing them to archived records from Earth's earliest astronomical observations. His work revealed startling discrepancies. Some stars appeared brighter, others dimmer, while entire clusters seemed misplaced. The changes suggested they weren't merely centuries in the past, they were millions of years removed from their intended timeline. Engineer Sophia Patel focused her efforts on the propulsion system. The Elysium-S engines, designed for interstellar travel, relied heavily on precise calculations of mass, velocity, and gravity. Here, however, those constants shifted unpredictably. Space-time distortions caused by the black hole lingered, creating pockets of instability that threatened to destabilize the ship further. Sophia experimented with adjustments, tweaking parameters in hopes of finding equilibrium. Progress was slow, frustratingly so, but she refused to give up. If anyone could solve the technical puzzle, it was her. Meanwhile, biologist Dr. Lena Choi examined environmental readings taken during their initial entry into this strange era. Her analysis uncovered traces of primordial elements, hydrogen, helium, traces of lithium that hinted at the universe's infancy. These findings aligned with theoretical models of cosmic evolution, suggesting they might have traveled even farther back than initially thought. Could they be witnessing the dawn of creation itself? The idea thrilled and terrified her in equal measure. Back in the command center, Captain Voss convened regular meetings to review progress. Though tensions ran high, discipline held firm. Each crew member understood the stakes. Failure meant being trapped forever in a hostile, alien past. Success offered no guarantees either. Who knew what consequences awaited if they interfered with events destined to shape the future? Still, hope persisted. Humanity had always thrived on adversity, adapting and overcoming obstacles through ingenuity and determination. Perhaps this trial would prove no different. Underneath it all, a quiet camaraderie developed among the crew. Shared meals became moments of respite, laughter breaking through the tension. Stories of home surfaced, memories of loved ones, dreams deferred, aspirations yet unfulfilled. These small acts of connection reminded them of what they fought for, not just survival, but the chance to return to a world they cherished. As days turned into weeks, the Elysium continued its precarious orbit around an unnamed gas giant. Its swirling atmosphere provided limited protection from cosmic radiation, shielding the ship from some dangers while exposing it to others. Meteor showers streaked across the sky, tiny fireballs illuminating the darkness. Inside, the crew adapted to their situation with a mix of pragmatism and creativity. Resource management became paramount, with strict rationing implemented for food, water, and power reserves. Even waste recycling systems underwent modifications to maximize efficiency. Scientific endeavors expanded beyond survival concerns. Dr. Choi launched drones equipped with advanced sensors, sending them to explore nearby moons and asteroids. Data returned showed promising signs of microbial life, primitive organisms clinging tenaciously to existence despite harsh conditions. Such discoveries fueled speculation about the origins of life itself. Had these microbes evolved independently, or were they remnants of a greater cosmic seeding event? Either possibility held profound implications for understanding existence. Simultaneously, Dr. Hale pursued a bold theory that the black hole which brought them here might serve as a gateway back. Using archived simulations and real-time measurements, he constructed a model predicting potential exit points along the singularity's perimeter. While speculative, the hypothesis offered a glimmer of hope. If correct, navigating the black hole's chaotic interior could lead them to a temporal corridor linking past and present. Of course, executing such a plan required precision, timing, and flawless execution, neither of which seemed likely given their circumstances. Despite setbacks, morale remained surprisingly resilient. The crew took solace in small victories, repairing damaged equipment, completing complex experiments, sharing jokes during late-night shifts. Even Captain Voss allowed herself brief moments of reflection, gazing out at the alien panorama and marveling at its beauty. There was something humbling about standing amidst the raw materials of creation, witnessing firsthand the forces that shaped reality. Perhaps, she thought, this experience would leave an indelible mark, not just on her personally, but on humanity as a whole. Yet questions lingered, gnawing at the edges of consciousness. Why had they been chosen for this odyssey? Was it mere coincidence, or did some higher purpose guide their path? Only time would tell. One evening, as the crew gathered in the mess hall for dinner, an unexpected alert flashed across the central monitor. A distant object, a comet, perhaps, or a rogue asteroid, was hurtling toward their position at alarming speed. Initial scans suggested it posed little threat, its trajectory placing it safely outside collision range. However, closer examination revealed anomalies. The object emitted faint electromagnetic signals, unlike anything naturally occurring. Could it be artificial? The possibility electrified the room, sparking debate among scientists and engineers alike. Captain Voss ordered immediate investigation. A reconnaissance pod deployed, piloted remotely by Sophia Patel. As the craft approached the mysterious body, cameras transmitted grainy images back to the Elysium dash. What they saw defied explanation. Embedded within the icy surface lay metallic structures, geometric patterns etched into stone-like material. Symbols adorned the designs, intricate carvings resembling neither human nor machine craftsmanship. It was as though the artifact represented a fusion of organic and synthetic elements, blending seamlessly into its frozen shell. Speculation ran rampant. Some theorized it might be evidence of extraterrestrial intelligence, relics left behind by an ancient civilization. Others proposed alternative explanations, natural formations mimicking artifice, or remnants of parallel universes intersecting briefly with their own. Regardless of origin, consensus agreed the find warranted closer inspection. Retrieval teams suited up, preparing for an extravehicular operation. Risk assessments concluded the endeavor posed minimal danger, provided precautions were followed meticulously. Hours later, the team returned triumphantly, towing the enigmatic fragment inside. Placed under quarantine protocols, the artifact underwent rigorous testing. Preliminary results indicated remarkable properties. The metal resisted corrosion, maintained structural integrity under extreme temperatures, and exhibited unusual conductivity patterns. More intriguingly, exposure to certain frequencies triggered subtle vibrations, almost as if responding to stimuli. Whether intentional design or fortuitous accident, the implications challenged conventional wisdom about technology and evolution. For days, the artifact dominated discussions. Hypotheses multiplied exponentially, ranging from plausible to fantastical. One prevailing theory posited the object served as a beacon, transmitting messages across vast distances or times. Another suggested it functioned as a key, unlocking access to dimensions beyond comprehension. Whatever the truth, the artifact underscored a fundamental reality. They were not alone in the universe, nor had they ever been. With renewed vigor, the crew redoubled their efforts to unlock the artifact's secrets. Dr. Choi collaborated closely with Dr. Hale, combining biological insights with astrophysical expertise. Together, they hypothesized the symbols carved into the metal might represent a form of communication, perhaps a language encoded in mathematical principles. Advanced algorithms parsed the patterns, translating sequences into numerical values. Patterns emerged, hinting at underlying logic. Could these numbers correspond to universal constants, or encode instructions for deciphering larger truths? Sophia Patel joined the effort, applying engineering acumen to analyze the artifact's physical properties. Microscopic imaging revealed layers of complexity previously unseen. Nanoscopic circuits embedded within the structure pulsed rhythmically, synchronized with ambient radiation levels. These findings suggested the artifact was not static but dynamic, capable of interacting with its environment in sophisticated ways. Further tests confirmed the presence of quantum entanglement effects, implying connections spanning unimaginable distances or epochs. Captain Voss monitored developments closely, weighing risks versus rewards. While unlocking the artifact's mysteries promised breakthroughs, tampering recklessly could unleash unforeseen consequences. She authorized controlled experiments, limiting variables to minimize potential hazards. Teams worked in shifts, maintaining constant vigilance over ongoing processes. Slowly but surely, pieces of the puzzle began falling into place. Breakthroughs arrived incrementally. First, a sequence translated successfully, yielding coordinates matching nearby star systems. Then, another fragment revealed instructions for activating dormant functions within the artifact itself. Carefully following guidelines, technicians initiated procedures, triggering transformations within the object. Panels shifted, revealing hidden compartments containing additional components. Among these treasures lay crystalline shards emitting low-frequency vibrations, resonating harmoniously with surrounding energies. Each discovery deepened the mystery rather than resolving it. Questions multiplied faster than answers, challenging assumptions and expanding horizons. Yet amidst uncertainty, clarity emerged. The artifact embodied knowledge transcending temporal boundaries. Whoever created it possessed understanding far surpassing contemporary science. Harnessing such wisdom offered tantalizing possibilities, but also grave responsibilities. As understanding of the artifact grew, so too did debates about its use. Some advocated cautious experimentation, arguing incremental progress minimized risk. Others pushed for aggressive measures, convinced urgency outweighed caution. Tensions simmered beneath the surface, occasionally erupting into heated arguments. Captain Voss mediated disputes impartially, striving to balance competing interests without compromising mission objectives. Ultimately, consensus favored measured exploration, prioritizing safety above all else. Research intensified, focusing on practical applications derived from newfound knowledge. Dr. Choi spearheaded efforts to adapt crystalline technology for medical purposes. Initial trials demonstrated remarkable healing properties, accelerating tissue regeneration and combating degenerative diseases. Potential benefits extended beyond individual health, offering solutions for preserving resources and enhancing longevity. Excitement spread throughout the crew, tempered only by reminders of ethical considerations inherent in wielding such power. Simultaneously, Dr. Hale explored astrogation implications. By integrating artifact-derived data with existing navigation systems, he refined models predicting safe routes through unstable regions of space-time. Simulations indicated improved accuracy, increasing chances of locating viable pathways back to their original timeline. Encouraged by results, planning commenced for a daring maneuver, re-entering the black hole using updated parameters. Success hinged on precise calibration and flawless execution, a daunting prospect, yet one worth pursuing. Throughout these endeavors, unity prevailed despite occasional friction. Shared goals fostered cooperation, reinforcing bonds forged during earlier trials. Celebratory rituals marked milestones, fostering camaraderie and boosting spirits. Even mundane tasks acquired significance, reminding everyone of their collective purpose. Hope flourished anew, bolstered by tangible progress and intangible resolve. Still, shadows lingered at the edges of triumph. Unanswered questions haunted reflective moments, whispering doubts about motives and methods. Were they stewards of destiny, entrusted with extraordinary gifts? Or unwitting pawns manipulated by forces beyond comprehension? Only time and action would reveal ultimate truths. Preparations for the perilous journey back began in earnest. Every system aboard the Elysium underwent meticulous inspection, ensuring optimal performance under anticipated stresses. Redundancies doubled, backup plans tripled. Nothing less than perfection sufficed when confronting the unknown. Engineers labored tirelessly, fine-tuning engines, recalibrating sensors, reinforcing structural integrity. Each component received personalized attention, treated with reverence befitting instruments of salvation. Concurrently, theoretical models evolved, incorporating lessons learned from artifact studies. Dr. Hale refined calculations, accounting for variables once deemed negligible. Gravitational waves, quantum fluctuations, relativistic effects, all factored into revised projections. Simulated runs tested scenarios ranging from best-case outcomes to catastrophic failures. Results varied wildly, underscoring inherent unpredictability. Yet amidst uncertainty, patterns coalesced, pointing toward feasible strategies. Crew members engaged in rigorous training exercises, rehearsing emergency protocols repeatedly until reflexive responses replaced conscious thought. Stress drills pushed limits physically and mentally, building resilience necessary for survival. Bonding sessions strengthened interpersonal dynamics, cultivating trust essential for cohesive teamwork. Morale soared, buoyed by anticipation of impending liberation. Captain Voss presided over final briefings, outlining contingencies and emphasizing priorities. Communication channels established direct links between departments, facilitating rapid response to emerging threats. Decision-making authority decentralized slightly, empowering individuals to act decisively when seconds mattered most. Flexibility paired with discipline formed cornerstone principles guiding strategy implementation. Finally, launch day arrived. Systems primed, coordinates locked, countdown initiated. Adrenaline coursed through veins, sharpening senses and heightening awareness. Eyes fixed forward, hearts pounding in unison, the crew braced for impact. Beyond the viewport, the black hole loomed ominously, beckoning with deceptive serenity. No turning back now. With resolve unwavering, they embraced fate head-on, propelled by courage born of desperation and determination. Crossing the event horizon again proved as harrowing as the first time. Reality fractured chaotically, colors bleeding into indistinguishable masses. Spatial orientation vanished, leaving only disorienting sensations of motion without direction. Sounds distorted, morphing into eerie echoes reverberating endlessly. Fear gripped tightly, threatening to overwhelm reason. Yet amidst chaos, order prevailed. Precision maneuvers executed flawlessly, guided by enhanced navigation systems powered partially by artifact-derived tech. Inside the ship, crew members clung to handrails, gritting teeth against relentless turbulence. Instruments fluctuated wildly, readings oscillating between extremes. Emergency lights flickered intermittently, casting eerie shadows across faces strained with concentration. Despite tumultuous conditions, coordination remained impeccable. Orders relayed swiftly, actions synchronized seamlessly. Trust built over weeks solidified into unbreakable bonds, enabling cohesion critical for enduring trial by fire. Gradually, turbulence subsided, giving way to relative calm. Stars reappeared gradually, shifting positions as though dancing to silent music. Constellations familiar yet altered greeted weary travelers, heralding transition into uncharted territory. Relief washed over the crew, tempered by lingering apprehension. Had they succeeded? Or merely traded one prison for another? Initial scans suggested positive outcomes. Stellar alignments matched predictions based on updated models, indicating successful traversal through temporal corridors. Chronometers adjusted accordingly, reflecting restored synchronicity with expected timelines. Optimism surged cautiously, tempered by lingering uncertainties. Verification required thorough analysis, confirmation demanded patience. Exhaustion claimed many, prompting temporary retreats to quarters for restorative sleep. Dreams intertwined with waking thoughts, blurring lines between reality and imagination. Images of home mingled with memories of recent struggles, creating surreal tapestries woven from threads of longing and accomplishment. Awakening refreshed, spirits rejuvenated, readiness renewed. Emerging victorious from the black hole's grasp, the Elysium coasted gently through restored space-time. Surrounding vistas mirrored expectations, affirming successful return to intended era. Familiar landmarks reassured weary travelers, validating arduous efforts undertaken. Joy erupted spontaneously, manifesting in spontaneous celebrations echoing throughout corridors. Laughter rang freely, tears flowed openly, embraces exchanged liberally. Triumph belonged collectively, earned collaboratively. Post-mission debriefings commenced promptly, documenting experiences comprehensively. Reports detailed chronological displacements endured, challenges overcome, innovations achieved. Insights gleaned promised transformative impacts extending far beyond immediate context. Scientific breakthroughs awaited validation, technological advancements poised revolutionizing industries. Legacy cemented firmly within annals history, inspiring generations follow. Reflection prompted introspection individually and collectively. Personal growth acknowledged proudly, professional development celebrated sincerely. Bonds forged irrevocably, friendships nurtured tenderly. Shared hardships cultivated empathy, mutual respect fostered inclusivity. Unity exemplified epitome teamwork, synergy demonstrated pinnacle collaboration. Future prospects brightened considerably, illuminated by hard-won wisdom. Opportunities abounded, avenues explored eagerly. Ambitions reignited fervently, aspirations pursued passionately. Confidence bolstered substantially, determination reinforced resolutely. Path ahead paved smoothly, destination clear steadfastly. Gratitude expressed universally, appreciation conveyed genuinely. Acknowledgments extended graciously, recognition bestowed honorably. Contributions valued equally, sacrifices honored respectfully. Legacy honored perpetually, memories cherished eternally. Journey concluded satisfactorily, chapter closed conclusively. Life aboard the Elysium resumed normalcy gradually, routines re-established methodically. Daily operations resumed seamlessly, efficiency regained effortlessly. Maintenance schedules adhered strictly. Inspections conducted thoroughly. Systems monitored continuously, anomalies addressed promptly. Order restored completely, functionality ensured reliably. Scientific endeavors resumed enthusiastically, projects resumed ambitiously. Research initiatives expanded exponentially, investigations intensified rigorously. Discoveries accumulated rapidly, innovations proliferated extensively. Knowledge disseminated widely, applications implemented practically. Impact maximized significantly, benefits realized tangibly. Personal lives revitalized vibrantly, relationships strengthened meaningfully. Social interactions enriched deeply, emotional connections fortified robustly. Hobbies pursued passionately, interests cultivated devotedly. Balance achieved harmoniously, fulfillment attained holistically. Well-being prioritized consciously, happiness sustained consistently. Community spirit flourished abundantly, camaraderie celebrated joyfully. Events organized frequently, festivities enjoyed heartily. Traditions established lovingly, customs upheld faithfully. Unity reinforced continually, solidarity demonstrated visibly. Bonds treasured preciously, friendships preserved eternally. Legacy honored respectfully, achievements commemorated proudly. Lessons learned internalized permanently, values instilled inherently. Inspiration drawn liberally, motivation fueled incessantly. Growth embraced wholeheartedly, progress pursued relentlessly. Future envisioned optimistically, dreams realized confidently. Months passed since returning home, yet memories lingered vividly. Crew gatherings reminisced fondly, recounting adventures animatedly. Stories shared repeatedly, details embellished humorously. Laughter echoed warmly, nostalgia savored sweetly. Connection maintained strongly, camaraderie preserved dearly. Brotherhood affirmed unconditionally, sisterhood celebrated joyously. Public interest piqued curiously, media coverage amplified extensively. Interviews granted graciously, documentaries produced professionally. Books authored insightfully, articles published informatively. Awareness raised globally, inspiration spread universally. Recognition earned deservedly, admiration bestowed generously. Educational outreach expanded ambitiously, workshops conducted interactively. Lectures delivered engagingly, presentations crafted creatively. Students inspired profoundly, educators motivated dynamically. Curiosity sparked enthusiastically, learning facilitated effectively. Impact measured quantifiably, success evaluated qualitatively. Philanthropic endeavors launched ambitiously, charitable contributions donated generously. Foundations established purposefully, scholarships awarded meritocratically. Resources allocated strategically, assistance provided compassionately. Needs addressed comprehensively, communities supported sustainably. Change affected positively, lives transformed meaningfully. Vision articulated clearly, mission defined precisely. Goals set ambitiously, objectives outlined specifically. Strategies formulated meticulously, tactics executed diligently. Progress tracked systematically, results analyzed critically. Excellence pursued relentlessly, standards maintained consistently. Years elapsed peacefully, legacies secured firmly. Careers advanced successfully, accomplishments recognized officially. Awards received humbly, honors accepted graciously. Prestige earned respectfully, reputation upheld honorably. Influence wielded responsibly, leadership demonstrated admirably. Wisdom imparted selflessly, guidance offered generously. Retirements approached inevitably, transitions planned thoughtfully. Mentors identified carefully, successors groomed diligently. Knowledge transferred comprehensively, skills taught thoroughly. Continuity ensured reliably, traditions preserved faithfully. Legacies safeguarded securely, memories cherished fondly. Reunions organized periodically, friendships renewed regularly. Gatherings enjoyed heartily, conversations cherished warmly. Updates shared openly, experiences recounted vividly. Bonds strengthened continually, connections deepened meaningfully. Camaraderie celebrated joyously, brotherhood affirmed unconditionally. Reflection prompted gratitude sincerely, appreciation expressed genuinely. Contributions acknowledged publicly, sacrifices honored privately. Achievements celebrated proudly, lessons learned internalized permanently. Values instilled inherently, inspiration drawn liberally. Growth embraced wholeheartedly, progress pursued relentlessly. Future envisioned optimistically, dreams realized confidently. Plans formulated ambitiously, aspirations pursued passionately. Confidence bolstered substantially, determination reinforced resolutely. Path ahead paved smoothly, destination clear steadfastly. Journey continued purposefully, legacy honored perpetually. Decades later, stories lived on, immortalized memorably. Histories recorded accurately, annals documented meticulously. Archives preserved securely, artifacts displayed prominently. Exhibitions curated professionally, museums visited frequently. Education enriched extensively, curiosity sparked enthusiastically. Generations inspired profoundly, youth motivated dynamically. Role models emulated admirably, heroes celebrated proudly. Icons revered respectfully, legends honored graciously. Wisdom cherished preciously, guidance followed obediently. Values instilled inherently, inspiration drawn liberally. Technological advancements accelerated exponentially, innovations proliferated extensively. Discoveries accumulated rapidly, applications implemented practically. Impact maximized significantly, benefits realized tangibly. Progress tracked systematically, results analyzed critically. Excellence pursued relentlessly, standards maintained consistently. Philanthropy expanded ambitiously, charitable contributions donated generously. Foundations supported sustainably, scholarships awarded meritocratically. Resources allocated strategically, assistance provided compassionately. Needs addressed comprehensively, communities empowered meaningfully. Change affected positively, lives transformed permanently. Vision articulated clearly, mission defined precisely. Goals set ambitiously, objectives outlined specifically. Strategies formulated meticulously, tactics executed diligently. Leadership demonstrated admirably, influence wielded responsibly. Legacy honored respectfully, achievements commemorated proudly. Centuries hence, echoes remain, resonating eternally. Names remembered fondly, deeds celebrated proudly. Stories told vividly, lessons learned permanently. Inspiration drawn liberally, motivation fueled incessantly. Growth embraced wholeheartedly, progress pursued relentlessly. Universes explored infinitely, mysteries unraveled comprehensively. Knowledge expanded exponentially, wisdom cherished preciously. Connections strengthened continually, bonds treasured preciously. Camaraderie celebrated joyously, unity reinforced continually. Legacy honored perpetually, memories cherished eternally. Dreams envisioned optimistically, aspirations pursued passionately. Confidence bolstered substantially, determination reinforced resolutely. Paths paved smoothly, destinations clear steadfastly. Journeys continued purposefully, chapters written meaningfully. Adventures embarked boldly, stories lived fully. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through time and space. If you enjoyed this tale of cosmic exploration and temporal intrigue, don't forget to subscribe for more thrilling adventures. And we'd love to hear from you. What do you think awaits humanity in the depths of the universe? Share your thoughts in the comments below.